Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a walkthrough of my brand new Kaller mock that I have recently just finished building. So let's get into the showcase. So this is my Kaller mock. Overall, it took me about 4 weeks to make. And that was mainly just because all of this dark tan that you see right here, including the trees over here, is pieces that I literally did not have 4 weeks ago. So all of this I had to make an order basically for. The only things were the minifigures over there and over there, some snow, the orange, and then this base over here is everything that I had like before even starting building this. But basically all of this mountain range, all of these trees, and all of this dirt down here that you see is all brand new pieces that I got not too long ago. So I split this mock up into 3 base plates, and while I was building Kaller, I didn't put them together until off camera when I was placing the minifigures. So this is base plate 1, base plate 2, which ends roughly around here, and then over here ends roughly around like just right over there. And then this is base plate 3, which is where the separatists are. So we're going to tackle this showcase one base plate at a time, starting with over here, which is where the separatist outpost is. This building right here is the main part of the outpost, which is what I was building. I kind of went for like a weathered, rundown, old building kind of a vibe. This is why I made most of it out of masonry bricks, and a lot of it's like completely destroyed. I thought about adding some fire or some charred like black tiles to make it look like a charred or kind of the destruction was recent, but then I decided against it because I thought it was just like an old building that the separatists kind of moved into after the previous owners kind of fled for different reasons, maybe the battle or different reasons. So I added some debris like this little area down here, as well as just some 1x1 bricks, as well as some like tiles and stuff just scattered around the base, like just scattered because of all the destruction, and like you can see the holes in and throughout the base. So now getting into the minifigures and the storyline aspect of this base plate, we have some droids in this little like outpost right here. We have 2 pilots functioning the E-web blasters. One got shot over there and he's currently falling back, and then this one in the middle has micro binoculars to see over where they're shooting at this woodland area where all the clones are. And then over here next to it, I had just lined around some droids around the base. Over here next to it, we have a dwarf spider droid that has been blown up by an RPG that we'll look at later. We can see the cannon fell off, as well as part of its feet, as well as some fire coming out of one of the eye pieces over there. And then just a droid over here as kind of small reinforcements, just kind of seeing what the spider droid is shooting at. And then over here, we have a small tree, as well as another tree, and one of the larger trees, which I thought this really complemented the base plate well. But over here, we have the commander of the outpost with his 2 bodyguards kind of escorting him through the outpost while the battle is happening. And then we just have some more battle droids scattered around here, with one like opening a box, and then some more like joining the fight. Over here is one addition that I added, which I thought was really cool. It was a wounded battle droid with its legs taken off, you can see behind the tree. And then the actual droid is right there with the arms up. And this other droid is kind of tending to him as he is wounded. And then over here, we just have some more battle droids just kind of like lining the area around the outpost, kind of defending it. And then over here, we have a dwarf spider droid that's shooting at this clone over here in the second base plate, which is what we're going to be starting to look at now. So over here in the second base plate, which ends roughly around right here, you can kind of see the crack from the Technic brick. And over here, we kind of have some dead droids. I kind of like scattered them around because I didn't want it to be just like an open plain area with just dirt and stuff. So I kind of added some like dead droids around, scattered like pieces around, because it's kind of like an ambush. So the clones would have like taken shots out from the woodland area over here and just like taken out a bunch of droids before they could start fighting back, which right now they are. So that's why there's a bunch of scattered droids over there. This spider droid over here is taking a shot at this clone, and this explosion is one of my favorites. I think I did a very good job. I add like at least one of these kinds of explosions, like a big one that's like shot up. I think this one is by far one of my best. It has a whole bunch of pieces like of dirt flying up, and I put some pieces on its side, kind of like just so that it's like kicking up dirt like everywhere, and it's just a very big explosion, and you gotta add it into a Lego Star Wars MOC somewhere, so that's where that is. Then over here at the tree line where the woodland area is kind of like thinning out, we have some 41st Elite Core Troopers over here, as well as my custom Jedi over there that I made not too long ago, and then my custom like Captain 41st Elite Core Trooper. Then we have some dead clone troopers just kind of lining the area, as well as some like rushing into battle. You can see one hiding behind a tree, that one down there which is currently running into battle, as well as that one and that one kind of just taking shots from behind the tree line at a safer vantage point. If you realize there's a tree right here as well as a smaller one over there that have kind of been like burned and been chopped down, I kind of wanted to take into account like the E-Web blasters kind of taking shots at the woodland area. And if you've seen any Star Wars content, those blasters are powerful. So I kind of added a little thing to where it's like blasted through the tree and it's kind of fallen over now. So I added 2 of those, which I thought was a really cool touch. So that's about it for the second base plate. Moving on to the third base plate, which is probably one of my favorites and most fragile, definitely, is this little tree woodland area. These trees I made up on basically the spot. These designs were made like 1 or 2 weeks into building it, but I didn't have like any of these dark green or white pieces, so I kind of made a small tree with like just regular green, like kind of like that color or that color down there. So the base plate kind of ends right here, which you can see the like seam right there from the Technic brick. And then over here, I didn't want to like have the floor of the woodland area just kind of plain, so I just added some like shrubs, like some bushes and then some leaves, and then like some just like things sprouting up from the bottom of the MOC. Over here is basically one of the 2 things of life over here in the woodland area. We have 2 Elite Core Scout Troopers just kind of reading a HoloNet like message, or maybe asking for reinforcements. I'm not quite sure, it's kind of up to your imagination, but they're just kind of talking to someone over there in the woodland area. Next to them we have a down tree that has been just fallen over just from like natural causes, not like anything from the battle or anything like that. It just kind of fell over pretty long ago, so that's why that tree is knocked over. It's a really good touch, which I really wanted to include it. A lot of it is it fills up the woodland floor instead of it just being plain with a whole bunch of just like leaves and bushes and stuff like that. Then over here, which is the best place that you're going to be able to see it, I have 4 of these troopers, so I made them have some backpacks. These 2 have backpacks. And then all the way over there, you can just barely see them. There's one with micro binoculars over there on the right, and then on the left one, you see the guy with the rocket launcher, which supposedly took out that dwarf spider droid over there. So that's kind of the whole story of this entire MOC. When I was building the concept art, I built out like a little like 32 by 16 like stud wide concept art for this build. I made the mountain range removable because I didn't know if I was going to be able to have the money or time to build this, which it turns out I did. It's just it took 4 weeks to gather all the pieces for it, which I think was totally worth it because now I have these pieces for future MOCs that I could possibly want to do, as well as it really adds to this MOC. One extra thing that I wanted to note is that I have this cave right here. When I was building the second base plate of Rockwork, someone went into the comments and said it kind of looks like Gru from this angle, and ever since that I've not been able to get it out of my head. It's pretty funny, so I just really like that comment. I would never have seen that, and It's just a really cool thing that I've added, but it wasn't on purpose. So whoever commented that, I forget who it was, but you have a great eye because I would have never seen that, but it's pretty funny. Most of my Star Wars content that I took for concept art was basically from the Bad Batch Aftermath, which was like the first couple opening scenes from building Kaller. Something that you guys may have noticed already is I used the 41st Elite Corps instead of whatever battalion that Caleb Doom and his master were commanding at the time with Commander Gray, I think his name was. Instead of spending even more money and time trying to collect those like fake minifigures, because no way am I getting just regular white clone grunts of phase 2. Those are a lot of money and no way would I have done that. So I probably would have gone like the custom like clone army maybe, or like decaled ones or something like that, but I already spent so much time and money trying to get all of these pieces for this mock that I kind of just had to go with whatever I had. And these 41st Elite Corps Troopers kind of just went well with camouflaging into this mock. So I went with them and I'm really happy with that. But the only thing is, if I did have the time, or even before, I would have gotten like clone customs, like phase 2 clone grunts with like no coloring, and then just probably made like a custom clone commander just with the pieces that I had. So I used the 41st Elite Corps instead, and I'm pretty glad with how they turned out. They look really good in this mock. But that's basically going to round out this walkthrough of this entire Kaller mock. I'm going to be live streaming this Sunday, taking apart the last base plate. By the time you're seeing this, I would have already live streamed on Wednesdays and Thursday, just taking apart the first 2 base plates of this. So stay tuned on Sunday to see me take apart the last bit of this mock. And subscribe if you want to see more mocks like this. This is kind of what I do on this channel, as well as just build random challenge, like tinier mocks as like challenges or just for the theme of a video. Like this video if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.